back. A few things I want to talk about here. First, that interesting to pass along. Talked about the OBD II scanner and why you should have it. But the interesting thing is you go on Google and they all talk about these cycles that you're supposed to drive. Certain speeds, certain times to get your computer to reset. Well, I did that on the van, but unfortunately it never reset because the van had a bad catalytic converter. It was replaced and it passed smog. My BMW, the battery was disconnected for repairing a sensor. So that reset my whole computer, and the scanner said nothing was ready. Everything was incomplete, so it wasn't going to pass smog. So I was thinking, you know, I can go through all of this weird drive this speed and for this time, or I can just drive it. And I wound up just driving it, doing my errands, some freeway to visit a customer, go to the grocery store. I put about 80 miles on it, just driving, and put the scanner on it. Everything was done. So I didn't have to go through all the different fancy procedures. So I don't know how valid that stuff is. The internet's full of it. Not full of it. Full of all these different things you have to do to reset different things. So I don't know. I just drove it, and it worked. Somebody's leaving. So that's one thing. Next, camcorders. I don't blame anybody. I'm still getting comments about the audio here and noise and stuff. I did a video a while ago kind of showing I favored Canon. Went on Amazon and found a nice Canon camcorder with a jack for an external microphone and ordered the lapel to go with it. Problem is I got it in. Now I use Adobe Premiere Pro CS4 for all my editing, and it'll suck in just about anything and edit it. WMVs, MTSs, MP4s, you name it. Camera came in and it is some of the weirdest format I've ever heard of. First, I got a beef because nobody ever tells you, even in the owner's manual when you download it, what you're getting. It just says 1080p. Some of them actually tell you, oh yeah, it's going to record an MP4, but they don't tell you the pixel aspect ratio. And 1080p should be square pixels, 1.0, or rectangular, 1.33. This camera was 0.75, so there's no way I could edit the video. Nothing I don't know of would edit this video. So this camera is just for shooting and playing it on the TV. That's it. So camera's over there, ready for Amazon to pick it up and return it. So I'm just going to stick with this camera and do the best I can with audio. So next up, a really interesting thing. I stumbled across a particular video that Emma's Spare Room is doing. Evidently, Banggood.com, B-A-N-G-G-O-O-D, is really trying to get in Amazon's face, I think. And I've been on their website a few times, and the prices are crazy low. But I know they're giving things to different shops to do a review, and this is what Emma was doing. She received the angle block set, which I also have. Now, in the beginning I had bought all this stuff, and I had no way of checking it, and for angle blocks I still have no way of checking them. But for the angle blocks, I don't really care. It's just kind of, what I've used them for is just chamfering fancy stuff or whatever. But she's on the granite block with a signed bar checking everything out, and I was real curious. But what got me is this is the first set of angle blocks that I bought. It's the 45-60 degree guy. And now that I have gauge blocks, I figured, well, let me check this because I really need to know that that's 90 degrees, that that's square. Turns out it's not even close. And I'd been using this and trusting it. And I remember there were times I'm going, why isn't my mill cutting square? Mill was. This guy's off. The other guy that I had mentioned that I had bought at Swap Meet, it is square. This is US made. So I've got a set here that's not even close to being square, which is really interesting. So really good eye-opener on Emma's spare room for that. So there's upcoming videos. I'm going to mention it here in this video, making a furnace, because I want to do aluminum and especially pewter. Stewart Arts really got me turned on to pewter, and I'll eventually explain why I have such an interest in that. So look forward to upcoming stuff, smelting. If you want to really see a really nice series, go to Don Brandt's channel, and you can see multiple videos of what he went through doing brass, of all things. Very hard stuff to work with and cast, and I was lucky enough to get one of his flywheels that I have proudly put on display. So what this video is about here is it was kind of cool because you're sitting here and I'm just staring at a piece of junk, and all of a sudden the light bulb goes on. Let me show you guys how to make a real killer simple tool grinder. Hope you enjoy. I think everybody at one point in time has seen this Delta Universal Wet Dry Grinder. This guy, which way does it go? Oh, it goes this way. This guy mounted on here, and you had the big wet wheel in the tank, and then this guy was here with a shaft going all the way through it. What I figured is, it's been a pain. I've never really used it. Bought it a long time ago. I had it here, and then I dumped it at my daughter's house, and then she brought it back. Wheels out around. I've spent hours trying to get it back round. So warning, if you do have one, don't leave water in there because it warps the wheel. So I took it apart because I bought this diamond thing off Amazon. It was only a few dollars. And I'm figuring, hey, I can take all this apart. This is all junk, sorta. The steel rod I'll put in stock because that's pretty nice. This guy here, I've got a nice angle thing already made. Just have to mount this on something. Making harbor for this. And I'll have kind of a tool grinder here. Independent. And this is all aluminum. And eventually I do want to build that bucket furnace for aluminum. Cut this up, I'll melt it all down and make stock out of it. So I was calculating this morning, it's going to run about $40 for me to make the bucket furnace that you've seen on YouTube. Everybody's making it, just a bucket, plaster of Paris, and so on. So I'll be able to do lead in it, pewter in it, and aluminum. And I've seen other videos where they're just using tin cans to pour the aluminum into to make their little round pieces, and then you turn it in the lathe and you got nice stock. Because the larger stock is expensive, so I was figuring on using maybe some brass pipe with a cap on it, and then you just pour the aluminum in it, and when it cools it should shrink, I hope, and fall out. But we'll see. So I've got to figure out what I need to do now to mount this on a base, and then I can bolt this down here. That'll be nice. I don't have any up and down yet, just angles, but this should work. Yeah, this should work pretty good. And then I can start playing around with doing a better job on doing cutting tools and carbide. Saturday morning, 9:30, 84 degrees, but the humidity's down from 90% to 74%, so I can come out and actually do something. Finished machining the little adapter here for the motor shaft, and before drilling a hole for the shaft. I decided to just tap it out 1/4 20, mount this guy up and see just how straight it is, and it's not too bad. The diamond part is off center, but looking at this whole thing, everything's pretty straight. It's not really wobbling. I go way up in RPM and I don't get vibration, so I think it'll hang on. And the motor, anyway, I'm probably going to put a variac on it so I can control the speed. Go to Harbor Freight and get that speed control thing. It's what, $15, $20 or something. So this guy's kind of ready to drill out. The motor shaft is weird. It's like what, 467 thousandths? That is a weird number. It's not even metric. So that's a 15/32 shaft. That's just weird. Alright, so, and since it's Saturday, Industrial Metal Supply is only going to be open till noon, so I gotta hurry up and get down there and see what I can get for the mount and the bottom plate. So yeah, it's a nice tight fit. There it is. So onward and upward. Love it when things come together right. It was having a hard time getting it on there. So, but I did double check measurements and the gauge pins, and I didn't want to force it on there. So I just turn it on and hit these threads with a file. Take it down a little bit, and then it just finally went on there. There's no play. And the wheel goes right on there. I mean, this is going to be really nice. I got my gaps right, everything here. And that's on there, and the nut. So, don't want to really spin this thing up yet with this on there, but it should. God, it's looking really good. I don't see really anything moving. But I want to put a variable speed on it before I spin it up. Yeah, I could bring the variac over here, but alright, so far so good. A secret that I've kind of discovered when working with the grinders. I did the review on the Delta grinder, but you can put it, I just finished doing it. I just bring a heavy vise over here and mount test indicator on it. It was wobbling, but I discovered, same way with the grinding wheels, you can just push on it and tweak it until the wobble is 0. And this was wobbling around, put the test indicator, push. I don't know where it's giving or how or why, but 0 wobble now. So I checked the shaft, took everything off. The shaft is off. So I do have some movement this way, but the vibration from that's gone now. Right? Can I see it moving up and down? Man, it looks really good. Let me try plugging it back in. See what happens here. Put him in there. Put him in there. Is it off? Take the voltage down. Turn it on. See what it does here. Yeah, I don't see much wobble. Vibration's kind of starting. But good enough. Good enough. Wow. Yeah, I can feel it. I think it's this thing is off. Yeah, that moves a lot on the inside to the finger. The outside's not as much. So this thing isn't straight. And it looks pretty crudely machined, so I don't know how they did it, but it works. I tried just touching a carbide tool to it, and oh yeah, it's acceptable. I'm starting to question where I got this thing from. Was it eBay or Amazon? It was Amazon. Bought it way back in February of this year. And I can't believe it's still available. $14, free shipping. Generic diamond. I'll put a link to it in the description. So if anybody's interested in getting one, there it is. Well, there it is. once was something that I wanted to just throw away. I didn't care, but, and I figured I'd just mount it on wood for now, for proof of concept, but I'm not sure where to put this yet. But the nice thing is I can bolt this down. The other thing is I've had this guy for years, snap-on drill grinding attachment, and I've never used it because I've never had anything bolted down. So I can always remove that, and then I can bolt this on there and see how it works with my drill bits. So this would be cool. So look forward to future updates on this guy. Probably, hopefully, some shooting too of sharpening some of the carbide stuff and how I'm doing it. It seems to be working. I'm getting a finish like no other. Not even close to what the drill doctor was. This drill bit, I've already done half of it. I'm doing the other half here. And the finish on it looks like a brand new drill bit. Yeah, I think that's done. And a little bit more. Needs to be refined a bit, but basically it's nice. Alright, I'm going to call that quits and see what this looks like. Wow, that is really nice looking. That's done. That's done. You kick the C. Oof. Yeah, it's sharp, definitely. Alright, let me try it in drill press. Well, this whole project just got a lot more interesting. Showed this guy in a video a while back, but you can see it'd be easy to just, if I bolt this down, to start clamping whatever angle blocks different things. Now I've got fine control over it. Same way this guy can be modified. I'm going to get rid of the base, make something that puts it up, probably up on the peak. I think it's going to about hit. I could actually make a whole bottom piece that just slides in, bolts. And again, now I've got ultimate control here of precision. So hope you like this video. Hope this gave you an idea on how to make an inexpensive tool grinder. Alright, here it is, torn down. Once you know how to get it apart, it's really easy, but because there's these, where's this part? Yeah, oh, okay, well, there's these end caps, and there's a nut on the end of the lead screw, a nylon type lock nut, and caps are on here. But when I got this, I figured, there's a nut under there, but I couldn't get the cap off. I pried on it, I whacked it, I did everything, and it wouldn't come off. So I thought maybe it was just part of this plastic piece here. And so I started prying on stuff, and luckily I didn't pry too hard to mess anything up, and then all of a sudden the cap falls off. So that's the secret to it. I've put the lead screw in the lathe because the knobs were really bad. Polished them up, Scotch-Brited them. This was incredibly bad too, so this was all Scotch-Brited. This was all nice. This guy, for sliding this way, was nice, but this was machined pretty bad, so I had to put this in the mill and with a dovetail cutter clean up both sides. You just go down here and then move it over and down here. Now I know they're parallel. They had in this two pieces. You can see this is one right here, but it was split in half and it wobbled like crazy, so I wound up making one brass one. What was it? It's an 8mm 125 thread. So I made one, but I was off on the dimensions, the spacing. So I just finished yesterday doing everything I could to figure out the spacing, and it's 700 thousandths between center. So let's see. I hope it's right. Let's see. And this is a tight fit, let me tell you. What do we want to? I want to go this way. Yeah, get in there. Alright, so that's in there. Oh, and it does come with nice brass gibs. And where do I put it? Oh, it goes in here. Oh, I don't have it screws in. So stick one screw in here. This thing back together. They give you the little teeny Allen wrench too with it, which is nice because this is really small, let me tell you. I don't know why they did it that small. And if I had motivation, I'd probably redo it. Why is that not poking out? These are the right ones. There, it's just starting to come out. Oh yeah, these guys too, I just ran on the granite surface. Piece of sandpaper because it's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Alright, so that goes there. And you can't interchange them because they're different lengths. That comes out. This guy's going to slide on here. They keep the gib in place. There it is. Nice. Ah. Alright, so where's the screw? Am I on it? Yep, I'm on it. So, yeah, I do have some vertical movement here, which is good, and not that tight a fit, but the play on it, I guess it doesn't matter. This is not going to be something like super precision. Kind of curious that I do have play. When it took that much to get it in there. Alright. So this one, I've got washers all over the place. I guess I've got two. Got this one's for the other guy, so I guess it's a big one, just one big, yeah, washer. Put that on there. The screw in place. Man, get in there. Where's the hole? There it is. So it's kind of pretty easy and simple, and you just tighten the nut down so you've got no more play in there. Alright, that's tight. Why is that getting so tight? Is that it? That's it. Oh, this one's done. It's not in. Yeah. Whoa, that's bending over. Why is it bending? Oh, and I forgot to put this piece clips in there first. So, alright, I'll bring you back. Alright, I forgot to put a metal plate back there. Here's this metal plate that was sitting right here. So, that's put the gib screws in. And I don't have them tightened down yet because I want this thing to move. Wow, that's tight already? Yeah, there's the movement. So you just keep taking it in a little bit until it stops. Didn't take much. Look at that. Almost zero play. So, take these guys in a little bit. And it's tight. Back it off a little. It's like, see, it's just, the other gib screws aren't even there, and it's just a beautiful fit. So, alright. Now top for the top piece. coming out. So he goes in there. This is the moment of truth. How well does it line up? This guy, same thing. Put it in the lathe. Clean up the collar, the knob. Always a pain getting this one on. For some reason, there it goes. There. Ah. Tight, tight, too tight. Too tight. There it is, nice. How does it line up? Oh, it looks like it's right on it. So, and you need this washer here. Because it, I thought it fell inside. No. Where is it? There it is. Yeah. Looks like I got it right on the money, I think. So it's kind of the same thing here, just play with the gives. This one, see, yeah, it was sloppier. But spin from here, get my fingers all greasy. Moment of truth is when I put the plastic piece on the other end. How well does it line up? Actually, I want it close to that end to see where it's going to fall. Plate's in there. This goes on this way, and it appears to be right on the money. Beautiful. I got it right. Alright, so that's basically this table. It was Amazon, I think it was 30 bucks. I'll put a link to it in the description. And again, just taking it apart, it's just getting these little caps off. And I don't know why I couldn't get it off before, but... So this will go onto the grinder. Yeah, that's pretty nice. That's really nice. So, hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Yeah, I just wanted to come back and say, this is the first one where I had the centering wrong on it. So center to center, 700 thousandths. And also, because once you make this and you part it off, you can't come back and redo it. Well, yeah, you can redo the surface, but I had it too long, and if it's too long underneath, it'll hit this and bind up. So the part that's in there is 1.180 long, and then again 700 between centers. And their knobs were disgusting, but I guess it was so hard in the beginning that I couldn't really turn it. But now I'm going, oh yeah, so I guess I will make some knobs for it here. You can turn it pretty easy because it's such a small diameter. I didn't think you'd be able to do it. These nasty screws too. So, can you do this one? Yeah. Oh yeah. Alright, so I need to make some knobs here for this guy. I don't know what I did with the other screw or whatever, because they're not going to be that long. Yeah, I'm just going to come out a little bit. So I'll wind up maybe making my own spanner screw or something.